Mr. Brown?
Once again, Morris Brown. Now, I understand, Chair Klein, that you don't want to get into the funding plan, but I do have one question which I hope Seamus or Marion could answer, and it's fundamental. The $600 million that was allotted to Caltrain and labeled as high-speed rail funds, do you treat that equally in your purview? Do you see that these funds could be spent in exactly the same way that the connectivity funds could be spent? There would be no distinction because the legislature has allotted these to Caltrain. The point being, for instance, could the $600 million be used to buy EMUs, which would only be of use to Caltrain and certainly not of use to high-speed rail? That would be one example that I would like to know.
Do you want to answer?
The EMUs are a part of the overall program and the overall package of projects, so we will be matching the state contribution with funding that will be used to purchase EMUs. That's a factual statement. The High-Speed Rail Authority and the state clearly see some benefit for the high-speed rail program associated with the operation of modernized Caltrain service. Definitely during the interim phase of high-speed rail, the Beta Basin phase, but the service certainly has a clear benefit to the high-speed rail program, and so you're correct that we will be matching state money with funds that will be used for the purchase of electric vehicles. So
you see no differentiation in that example. In other words, you don't see there being a legal problem that this money was taken from the $9 billion and not from the $950 million.
There are differences between the connectivity pot funding and different requirements associated with the two, but we believe that this funding plan is a legally sound one.
Okay, and so I'll just make one final comment. That certainly is not consistent with the Legislative Council ruling or thing in which they clearly stated that some of the projects down south, which were not even including electrification, there were very, very serious questions as to whether or not they could use high-speed rail funding to use those projects. And so this seems to be there's an inconsistency with your position and the position of the Legislative Council. Thank you.
Mr. LeBrun?